So hello everybody, welcome to my work sample. This is Hunting Ground Aftergame demo, a mod for Amnesia that I sent. Me and a friend, we have been doing these mods for like 5 years now, and this is our latest the demo for Hunting Aftergame. The final version is pretty much done. It's going through the beta phase. And this is the best thing that we've come up with so far. I'm going to show you. Here's the demo for our newest upcoming custom story mod. In this demo, you will get a small portion of gameplay and a new hair-frying experience from us. There's no release date yet for the full custom story, but stay updated on our Hunting and Aftergame page on my DB. If you have not played the other parts of the Hunting Ground series, please go and check them out. Important. Yes, the expansion pack is needed for this demo, which is the latest update for Amnesia that I sent. It's high. So yeah, I will try to not talk too much when there are any type of cutscene or dialogue to it. The game starts off with a little text intro here that we did at the back for player and Tisa demo.
Watch out for her. She lives in a separate reality. Are you sure you don't see her? Because she sees you.
As you well know that Tisa is the one that has script everything. That's kind of his area to work with, while I mainly do all the level design. I come up with the story, I design the characters. So here you kind of wake up on the ground. We try to go with H.P. Lovecraft horror, Fear of the Unknown. So we try to a lot of things that happens in this demo. It doesn't kind of make sense. We didn't explain too much about it because we think that everything that is not explained is basically more scary. For example, if you explain too much about the evil entity, it will turn out to be not so scary anymore. I played a lot of games that have done that, or let's say that they pretty much spam the enemy right in your face every goddamn time. That kind of will also take away the horror experience from it.
When the police investigated the house, they found Mr. Lecter's wife in bed, completely torn apart and dead. There was no doubt that Mr. Lecter murdered her. He of course denied that, and said that he didn't, even though she was still in the house. He then started to speak with himself, but according to him, he was speaking with someone. The police took Mr. Lecter to the police station for further questions. However, there is no doubt that he killed his wife. He wanted to finish what his brother Henry Lecter started, because only the child died in the fire at Riverly School.
When I designed this demo, it's 2 levels, and they are very identical. When I designed this demo, I got the inspiration from Layers of Fear and Silent Hill PT. So now when this dialogue is done, we can continue. Also, in the final version, there will be subtitles for every type of dialogue, and there will also be dialogue when reading a note, so the character will read it himself, so you won't need to do that. In the Amnesia community, that's a very popular thing to do, to have self-reading notes. Right, now you kind of comes back to the same hallway house area. While going through these floors, you will kind of experience that the lights will go more and more off. There are some players that have played through this demo on YouTube, so you can watch it. Oh, here is a little knocking tension scare. Not that much of a scare, but kind of more of a build-up for something that is going to happen. Also, in the final version, you will be having a lantern. In this mod, you will also not be able to... Pretty much every enemy will insta-kill you, because there's been a lot of people when they've played Amnesia mods, they've kind of like trolled the monsters, like running around them and stuff like that. So we really wanted to make the enemy a threat and not spawn them too often.
You cannot explain about how she died.
So, right, here is the knocking, but a little bit more aggressive, and there's a woman screaming, which also has a lot of things to do with the story, but that won't be spoiled in this demo. And here's the same audio dialogue. In this demo you never hear the main character talking, but that one that's talking is actually you. You're playing as a private journalist, and that's what you hear up in there in the gramophone is basically your own report. But when playing this demo, you don't really know that. And also, we hadn't really kinda come up with the idea that the main character is going to be a news reporter and it's going to be your report. That wasn't really planned by the time when we did this demo. And now the light sources are going off a little bit more. And now the door is locked, but then the other door here is going to lock itself. And there's going to be a specific door opening that you can go through. So now this door is locked, and you hear an unlocking sound. And you can hear this woman screaming and crying as well. This is one of our build-up scene before the actual scare. So you try to enter, but then this evil entity comes and slams the door in front of you. There's also a block box in the door opening, so you won't be able to glitch into the room. We also made the enemy there that she does. We have made sure that she, even though that she sees you, she won't be able to. She won't attack you. We have disabled the triggers for that. And also, for every time you go through another floor, the door that you saw there will lock itself, so you won't be able to return. Also, in the final version, there will be night vision mode that will be activated when you're standing too long in the dark, so it won't be completely dark. Now here you can basically see that the door is smashed and that there is blood or something on the floor. But you won't be able to go in there quite yet. We really try to find a balance between soundtracks and silence, because those two is what players I think forget is that even in a horror game, silence is a type of sound. So we try to like find a balance between that, because sometimes it can be more scary to have no soundtrack at all, no sound, and you walk through a room and the only thing that you can hear is your own footsteps. Here you find a key, and when you pick it up, there's going to be a static dog barking at you. And this key will be used to unlock a door that can make you continue. So now there's a dog. You pick it up. Also, we try to focus on, maybe we thought about using a real dog. But once again, try to kind of shock the player. I mean, why would a static dog bark? And then you hear this tension music in the background. So you know that something's about to happen. Maybe something pop up in your face, but those type of jump scares we didn't really want to add. Instead, there's going to be her walking outside the door in the hallway. What we really wanted the player to feel here was complete terror and that they didn't want to leave that room. Once again, she has disabled triggers, so whenever you go out from that room, she will have despawned, and even though that she goes through the hallway and she can see you, she won't attack you because we have disabled triggers. Right, here's the standard inventory screen, so to say, but that is not really of any importance because that we haven't done ourselves. Right, so we have given our own keys names and the description. So it says corridor key, metal key, find in the bathroom. And we have also added a custom unlocking sound whenever we're using a key to unlock a door. We really didn't want to go with the standard Amnesia unlocking sound. So pretty much this demo is just an evil sort of cycle running around this area. This demo is basically 2 maps, but the original, the full mod will contain 20 maps.
And when the police investigated the house, they found Mr. Lecter's wife in bed, completely torn apart and dead. There was no doubt that Mr. Lecter murdered her. He of course denied that, and said that he didn't, even though she was still in the house.
So we're gonna continue down, and right, here's a level door that will take you to the next level. What we really wanted to do here is really fool the player, because they will basically think that, oh, here's a level door, great, I won't return to this place again, but that's not actually true, because when you enter this level door and enters the next level, it will just basically be the same level, just different things that happens. So therefore, player will think that, oh great, we will find a way out of here, everything will be good, and they will feel as a comfort in that. But once again, when they spawn in the next level, they will find out that that's not the case. They will still be trapped in this area. Right, we also added custom loading screens in this mod. Here was one, there will be a lot of them in the final version, and we will also add facts about the mod, facts about the story in the mod in every loading screen. Here is another scare that we did. Basically, here this witch is standing in front of us, and players, we kind of forced players to go forward, but of course players doesn't want that. But you have to do that to progress with this demo. We have done that a couple of times in the full mod, because one thing that I've learned is that it's always a good experience in horror games to force the players to do things that they don't want to. So we went through here in this corridor and we got knocked down, and now the witch is gone, but you can still hear the screaming woman in the background. And right, none of the soundtracks is made by us. In the final version, all of those soundtracks will be mentioned in the credits, and also what people that has done them. So we don't take credit for anything of that. Right, so you're back in the corridor, in this hallway. And in the next part you can basically see a blue light in that corridor. So players are obviously thinking that something can happen, and it does. A chair is being thrown down from the ceiling, and it's basically going to be a little animation that Tisa did. So it breaks the door and you will be able to continue down. The whole idea that I had in mind when I did this demo was basically I just thrown in ideas. You know, this typical scene with the chair wouldn't actually make sense, and I just thought that a scene like this would really stagger the player. I think like adding this scenes like in a horror game that doesn't make sense is always something good.
You are trapped here, and you will never
Because if there are a lot of things that it is unexplained and something that shouldn't be able to happen in a horror game, that can basically result in scaring the player. Right, here is a coffin, and this has actually a really big thing to do with the story. Because there is a woman in this mod that has lost everything. She has lost her daughter, her husband, and she's being trapped in this other dimension by this evil demon Ball. That is I would say the main villain. And this coffin is representing her being trapped and she can't get away. And also this little audio message that we got, it could be like a message to us, the player, that we're trapped here and we can't leave, but it can also be a message to her. Of course, that is never explained. Sometimes it's hard to kind of know how to scare the player, because all people are afraid of different things, but what I've learned is like add as many phobias as you can and try to really exaggerate with it. Now here in the next scene you can basically see there's an audio message there, the same one, but it's being more and more deformed as the message go on. You can also see dust particles from the coffin and some banging sounds. It's kind of gonna represent that this woman is trying to get out, but she can't. And whenever this banging sound is over, you will basically be able to open the coffin, and I think what the main and in here is actually a note. I think people would mostly think that it's going to be like a body in there or something like that, but really wanted to add like a message, a note that is, and I'm gonna read it for you because this note in this demo doesn't have any self-reading note. Trapped within her deepest sorrows, her memories of her happy smiling face and lips cannot now be seen. Trapped within the void and darkness surrounding her, keeping her suture at bay. Only the darkness comes forward. Chains of an overwhelming force is keeping her down, and she can't break free. So much hate, so much sorrow, so much hate. There's no humanity left in the black hole heart. So yeah, that's basically also a hint about this woman Right, moving on to the next area. There's only like 10 minutes left of this demo, so now the only type of light source that we have is this blue light, and they all go on and off. So every time it turns dark, it will be kind of hard for the player to navigate in this place. Of course, in the final version, when the night vision is being activated, it will be a little bit easier to navigate. So you're right, here is a checkpoint. Why we added this here is because there's going to be a chase scene. So if you die, you will restart from this area.
Watch out for her. She lives in a separate reality.
There's going to be a little scary message again. And then this witch appears. Now I'm going to show you how it looks like when she kills you and when you respawn. Of course, this is not how you're supposed to play this part. You're basically going to run back and avoid her.
Watch out for her. She lives in a separate reality.
So here is the same message. And then she will spawn again. So basically you were gonna run back and then she's gonna appear again and despawn from the first area. So you just run down like hell. You were kind of forced to give the player a lot. As a running speed was there a lot faster than normal, mainly because we needed to do that, because otherwise she would run to you and she will get you. So that was a backup plan, adding a lot faster speed than the player as it normally has. So right, now we added a body here because we really wanted to like kind of make the player feel that the character is going insane. We also added eyes on every paintings and red light boxes on the eyes. And then we also added this background soundtrack. The blue light is still going on and off. So you're gonna continue through this hallway and down to the last area of this demo. Just as you know, I am recording this audio after I record the gameplay of the demo, so to say. So you go through this door and you're going through this really, really long hallway. So in this room in front of us, it's the same room that you woke up in, and there's going to be a last audio dialogue there, and then there's going to be a build-up scene. In the final version, though, these candles on the walls will be replaced with blue ones, because it kind of fits the story more, because there's different dimensions in this mod. Basically, there's a red world where it's belonging to the demon ball, and then there's this bluish world that is kind of the witch's world. So it was more fitting that we added a lot more blue lights and candles in the final version. Here is going to be a long dialogue part.
Shut your eyes. Let your ears listen. Do you hear my voice? Let us choose. Listen to my voice that tells the past. Will you listen to what I have to say? You can choose. You can. It's your future. Your past. The gramophones told the truth. 1968
And also this background
Elector
sound as you
killed his
hear.
wife, but not the way the
is
gramophones told
not
you.
by us. It's from the Silent Hill 2
Either way,
game.
she is lost. Only evil she is. Don't try to save her, because she is already controlled by the demon. By him. She is one in his collection. You have that right too. You can choose. Become one of us. Together we will rule the world. You are welcome to our world. To his world. Very soon the gates to his world will open. Very soon. Welcome, poor soul.
So here is the scare slash tension building scene where the witch is spawning on the other side of the corridor and she's walking towards you. You can hear the scary ass tension music and the lights go off. And then being replaced by blue ones is kinda gonna represent that you are entering her world. She disappears and you are going to enter this level door, but it's locked. The player will feel the panic goes on, and the lights go off, and then the demo is
You are trapped here,
done.
and you will never
Basically, you hear a scream, you hear the dialogue part there, and then camera goes out and you see the hunting ground of the game text, the title. So that was the demo for Hunting Aftergame, which is basically I think is the best thing that we have done if we're not as countering the full version, of course. There was a lot of scripting parts in this, and I think it took like 3 months to do this demo, and it's like 15 minutes long if you're not taking it super slow like I did. Of course, I really much would have wanted to show you guys the full mod, but unfortunately it's not completely done when you are watching this. So thank you so much for watching this.